ਠੀਕਰ ਫੋਰਤ ਲੀਸ ਸਿਰ ਪ੍ਰਭੁਰ ਕੀਆ ਬਿਆਨ। ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸੀ ਕਿਰਿਆ ਕਰੀ ਨ ਕਿਨੂ ਹਾਨ। ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਕੇ ਚਲਤ ਤਯੋ ਜਗਤ ਕੋ ਸੋਕ। ਹੈ ਸਭ ਜਗ ਤਯੋ ਜੈ 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 ਸੁਰਲੋਕ। ਹੈ ਸਭ ਜਗ ਭਇਓ ਜੈ 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 ਸੁਰਲੋਕ। ਮੁਖ ਉਚਰੈ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਖਟ ਇੰਗ ਗਿਰਨ ਚੜ ਜਾਏ। ਅੰਧ ਲਖੈ ਬਦਰੋ ਸੁਣੈ ਜੋ ਕਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਾਏ। ਕਹਾ ਬੁੱਧ ਪ੍ਰਭ ਤੁਛ ਹਮਾਰੀ ਬਰਨ ਸਕੈ ਮਹਿਮਾ ਜੋ ਤਿਹਾਰੀ। ਹਮ ਨਾ ਸਕਤ ਕਰ ਸਿਫਤ ਤੁਮਾਰੀ ਆਪ ਲਿਹੋ ਤੁਮ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਧਾਰੀ। ਡੰਡੌਤ ਬੰਦਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਬਾਰ ਸਰਬ ਕਲਾ ਸਮਰੱਥ। ਡੋਲਨ ਤੇ ਰਾਖੋ ਪ੍ਰਭੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇ ਕਰ ਹੱਥ। ਬਾਣੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੁਰੂ ਹੈ ਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਣੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਸਾਰੇ। ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕਹੈ ਸੇਵਕ ਜਨ ਮਾਨੈ ਪ੍ਰਤੱਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ। ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਕਹੈ ਸੇਵਕ ਜਨ ਮਾਨੈ ਪ੍ਰਤੱਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਿਸਤਾਰੇ।
ਸਤਿਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ। ਜੈਤਸਰੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਨਾਵਾ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਭੂਲਿਓ ਮਨ ਮਾਇਆ ਉਰਝਾਇਓ। ਜੋ ਜੋ ਕਰਮ ਕੀਓ ਲਾਲਚ ਲਗ ਤਿਹ ਤਿਹ ਆਪ ਬੰਧਾਇਓ। ਭੂਲਿਓ ਮਨ ਮਾਇਆ ਉਰਝਾਇਓ। ਜੋ ਜੋ ਕਰਮ ਕੀਓ ਲਾਲਚ ਲਗ ਤਿਹ ਤਿਹ ਆਪ ਬੰਧਾਇਓ। ਰਹਾਉ ਸਮਝ ਨ ਪਰੀ ਬਿਖੈ ਰਚਿਓ। ਜਸ ਹਰ ਕੋ ਬਿਸਰਾਇਓ। ਸੰਗ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਸੋ ਜਾਣਿਓ ਨਾਹਿਨ ਬਨ ਖੋਜਨ ਕੋ ਧਾਇਓ। ਰਤਨ ਰਾਮ ਘਟੀ ਕੇ ਭੀਤਰ ਤਾਕੋ ਗਿਆਨ ਨ ਪਾਇਓ। ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਭਗਵੰਤ ਭਜਨ ਬਿਨ ਬਿਰਥਾ ਜਨਮ ਗਵਾਇਓ। ਰਤਨ ਰਾਮ ਘਟੀ ਕੇ ਭੀਤਰ ਤਾਕੋ ਗਿਆਨ ਨਾ ਪਾਇਓ। ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਭਗਵੰਤ ਭਜਨ ਬਿਨ ਬਿਰਥਾ ਜਨਮ ਗਵਾਇਓ। ਭੁੱਲਿਓ ਮਨ ਮਾਇਆ ਉਰਝਾਇਓ। ਜੋ ਜੋ ਕਰਮ ਕੀਓ ਲਾਲਚ ਲਗ ਤਿਹ ਤਿਹ ਆਪ ਬੰਧਾਇਓ।
ਧੰਨ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਸਾਜੀ ਨਵਾਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਸਾਧ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀਓ। ਸੀ ਇਨ ਦ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਆਫ ਧੰਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗ੍ਰੰਥ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ। ਤੈ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਗੁਰੂ ਫਤਿਹ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। We are very fortunate that Satguru Maharaj, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, bless his Lord. They gave us the ability to listen from the very first shabad to the middle of their Gurbani, their Bani in Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Today, we've just completed a last of the Katha getting into the middle. Satguru Maharaj Ji Kirpa Rakhan and bless us all with the ability to listen to the Katha until the Samapti, which will be around the end of November when the whole Sikh Panth remembers the Pavan sacrifice of 350th year since Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj's sacrifice for the sake of humanity, for the sake of someone else's faith, to protect the religious items, the religious symbols of someone else's faith, thereby placing their own faith, their own path of God, remembering God with every single breath in our bodies, placing the teachings of Dhan, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj as the highest platform of the protector of faith. Dhan Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj have got to Patna Sahib. Patna Sahib is the place where Dhan Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, their blessed son, the 10th Guru, Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, Amrit ke Date, the giver of Amrit, Dhan Kalgidar Badshah, come into this world. When you go to Patna Sahib, see Patna Sahib, you will see the items that belong to Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj at that Dhan. At a young age, they did so many godlets at that place. They also set their vision themselves, Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, in their bani, in their gift, the Guru Khalsa and Dasam Guru Granth Sahib Ji Bani. Maharaj explains the Adi Ga Jitara Am Janman Samaj Liho Sabu Sab Manman Dharma Chalavan. Dharma was the reason to start Dharma, was the reason to protect Dharma, was the vision of Dhan Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj. They came into this world with a task. Everyone should understand those things. Ke Dharma Chalavan, Dusta Paran, to start Dharma, to destroy evildoers and to protect the saints was the reason why Dhan Kalgidar Badshah came into this world. They started the Khalsa Dharma. They took the heads of the Panch Pyare and created the Guru Khalsa. And Guru Khalsa in turn protected the saints. Maharaj fought 14 battles against injustice, against the people who were considering themselves to be Badshahs but actually were the false emperors. They were in collusion with each other. They qurban their whole Panth, their 4 children. They qurban Vyant Gursikhs, their Pitaji, their Mataji. Their whole parvar was qurban, sacrificed for the sake of upholding Dharma. So Sri Patna Sahib, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj have arrived, and as we have learned, wherever Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj went, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj would be asked questions by Guru Sikhs. And the Sikhs, the Guru Sikhs of Patna, they asked Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj a question saying, Maharaj, your teachings so far have told us that we have a mind and that mind can be easily distracted. And we know that the mind can be distracted, it can forget things very easily. So the mind can forget things just instantly. You know, Swerda Karam Kita Hundaya, sometimes we have done something or said something in the morning and we forget it by the afternoon. Sometimes we don't have control over our speech. If you ask someone individually, depending on what their wisdom is like and what their memory retention is like, Sometimes they forget things that are said to them or done to them or happened in their lives over years, over months. So, jada manya, the innate nature of the mind, is that it can forget. But it forgets, it can also be distracted as well. So the Gursikhs asked Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, you know the Rubrekha, the shape and the form of the mind, its innate nature is to forget. Can you give us further guidance on how the mind forgets? So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj in this first shabad, give a reply about the state of the mind that can easily forget.
Jaitsri Mahalla Nava.
Dhan Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj in Jaitsri Rag, blessed with understanding.
Ek Omkar Satgur Prasad.
One Akal Purukh Vaheguru, who is the form of Sat Chit Anand Swarup, Sat Gur Prasad. They are the form of truth, they are ever conscious, and they are the form of bliss.
Leo Man Maya Urjayo.
Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj said that the mind that forgets, it can also be distracted, and it gets distracted by Maya. When we look at the mind and the concept of what it's made up of, no one has actually ever identified what the mind is physically. You know, we say that our brain is like the place where everything takes place, the thinking, cognition, memory, and so forth. But people do experiments to think or understand how memory exists, or whether it's short-term memory, whether it's long-term memory. The fact is that when you rehearse something or when you practice something, that practice becomes instilled in our minds and it becomes us. So, jada apan nitnem karde hain, nit name, Maharaj called it nit name. He didn't just say name. Name da matlab hunda something you do daily and something that should never be forgotten daily. So it's a daily routine. So, man chit buddh te hankar. Vidwans of the Guru Khalsa Panth have separated the mind into 4 different areas mainly. Man is what you understand. Buddh. So your Buddh is, your intelligence is based on what you understand. Chit is what you desire, and then Hankar, your ego. So almost as if that the mind is split up into 4 different functions. So our filtering, our understanding of things, our intelligence, so that intelligence kind of denotes that there's some sort of storage in our brain, that we're storing information. Desire. Then there's desire in our mind as well. So there's an element of our mind that thinks that I want something. Fir hankar, I am something. I am, I want, I have, and I know. These 4 kind of states of being and such. So Maharaj says that the galti or the forgetting Akal Purukh Vaheguru can occur with any 4 of those aspects. So the way we filter information and understand information, aap apni buddh hai jeti, barnat pen to hai teti. Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Maharaj say that as someone has understanding, udai translate karta hai, udai they narrate an information. So if someone says this is black, and someone says no, this isn't black, this is a dark shade, and then someone says no, this isn't black, this isn't dark, this is evil, they're still describing black. It's a form of narration, but everyone is saying it in a different way. Isi tarah, if you tied a blindfold to individuals and you sent an elephant into a room, that person with the blindfold on might grab onto the tail, somebody might grab onto the legs, someone might grab onto tusks, and someone might grab onto the trunk. And if you ask those individuals, what are you holding on to? Someone will say, I'm holding on to a snake. Someone will say, I'm holding on to a marble piece, the tusk. Someone will say, I'm holding on to a pillar. And someone will say, I'm holding on to a tail, or a dog or something. But actually, they're all holding on to an elephant, we know. So everyone would describe Vaheguru in a different way. Fir your understanding, your storage. And storage has its own complications, isn't it? Some people don't have a short-term memory, i.e. they forget things that are within like the last 10, 15, 20 seconds. But that same individual might have the memory of what's happened to them when they were 6 years old or 7 years old. They have such good long-term memory. So their memory retention is great. Some people have both. Some people have great short-term memory, but their long-term memory isn't that very good. So again, the difference of storing information about God, about Vaheguru, is just as complicated. You know, a few weeks back, we gave the example that, you know, Satpurush there, they're like, when they look into a mirror, they see Vaheguru's perception in that mirror and they don't forget it. They still retain that information within themselves. So je andar shisha lagya hoya hai, they stand before the shisha, they remember Akal Pur Vaheguru, but they don't forget the Sroop of Vaheguru ever. Wo reflection jada ona ko rehanda hai, it's like a photo that's taken and retained. But our ability is that the mirror in front of us is like really like fat, isn't it? So you can't really see your reflection properly. You have a really thin mirror, you retain the information for a millisecond and then it disappears. So इसी तरह आप भूल जाते हैं वाहिगुरु. So our storage capacity isn't that great, isn't that very well developed. So to develop the storage capacity, you have to do sangat of Guru Sahib. You have to do seva of Guru Sahib to make that retention capacity stronger. Man, bodh, chit, and then chit is obviously desires, isn't it? We identify the things. What do we need? Actually, Mara tells us that you do need food, alap ahar. But Mara says, thoda khao. You do need sleep, thoda sao, alap ahar, sulab sirindra, daya chima tan preet. But if you're going to do good, if you're going to desire to do good, then have desire to be compassionate. If you're going to have desire, then have compassion to forgive people, to have daya in your heart. So Guru Sahib Maharaj just tells us the rules of how much we do need and what we should be desiring. The greatest desire to have is to do Simran and Bhajan. The greatest desire is to do Seva. The greatest desire is to be in the company of the Sadhu Sangat. That's the greatest desire. There's nothing greater than that. So Maharaj gives us the medicine for each thing. But at the same time, if we do ask for anything materialistic from Maharaj, ask it from Maharaj. Because when we ask it from Maharaj, Maharaj is going to give us something to go with it. Some bhajan, bandagi, some simran, some seva. Maharaj says it in Sukhmani Sahib, Char padarth je ko maage saat jana ki seva lage. If you need anything, mango guru to. Mango naam de ek daan, Ram de ek daan. Hey Maharaj ji, give us one dhan, give us bhajan, give us your sangat, give us your sanctuary. But if you want to ask materialistic things, then ask that from Guru Sahib. Say, Maharaj, I want both things. Give me the materialistic, but give me the bhajan as well. Give me the nitrim, give me the house as well. Give me the car, and give me the bhajan as well. Give me the Sokni Sahib. Make me do Bani Kant. Make me, is Guru Tegh Bahadur. Make Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Bani come memorized in my heart. Why don't we ask those things? We can ask those things. Bachchiyan vaste of a married age, jida hum apan naujwan hai. One thing you should remember is do your Nitnem Kant. Do your Nitnem of Baha. Because you're not going to get a chance after marriage, after having children. You don't get a chance. Ask any Gursikh or any person, BB, who's like, done Nitnem or wants to worship Vaheguru, God for Vaheguru, they will say, Baach nahi time lagda. You don't get time afterwards. Koi sama nahi milda hunda. Bacche de parvarish vich is only what you've got Kant to memorize that helps. Actually, we kind of set up our Najwan to fail in a way. We don't tell them enough about what the duties are, what's going to happen when you get married. So, Seva bahut zaruri hai, bhajan bahut zaruri hai, and do it on time. Memorize Gurbani. When you memorize Gurbani, Guru Sahib will always be your Sahai, will always be your support. Because you can do it turte firte, you can walk around काम करते हुए you can be reciting Gurbani. So Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj told the Sikhs that that's the swaroop of the mind, obviously. And then you have hankar and ego. Or to understand even the roop rekha of ego, you've got to understand that Parmeshwar is within you. So you can't be passive. You can't let your confidence fall so much and think that I'm not worth anything. I'm worthless. We're not worthless. We are worth something. We're not priceless. We are full of qeemat. We do have a price. We do have a value. We do have worth. There was a Sikh at the time of Guru Angad Dev Sahib Ji Maharaj. His name is Bhai Jaitsri. And they say that he used to do langar di seva. Guruan di langaran di seva karta si. Whilst doing langar di seva, he was a Brahmin by caste. So all his life he looked down upon other people, like looked down upon the lower castes as such. Appa bhi karte hain apne dharm vich. Ye jat nahi hega, chamar ya ja idda ja hor koi, we look down upon him. Ithe tak that the situations got so weird and so bad that even Amritari people who are told that there's no caste when he came, they look down upon it. Even then, even at marriage, we look down upon caste, we look down upon other individuals. But actually, sab ekko hi swaroop hi hai. Vaheguru da swaroop saaryan de vich hi ekko hi hai. Bhai Jaitsri took it upon himself that when he saw the Guru Sangat and everyone sitting together having prasada, bhajan bandagi be going on, he realized that मैं अपनी जिहड़ी हंकार है, जिहड़ा मेरा ब्राह्मण दा हंकार है, मैं ब्राह्मण है, मैं आ, वो मैं उतारना है. I want to get rid of it. And the only way he could see to do that was to do seva of everyone. So seva karda hoya, what he realized was that Parmeshwar jehda wo saaryan de vich a. And to make himself go further down the route of destroying his ego, he decided that main prasada bhi chhad dena hai. I'm only going to eat after everyone else has eaten. So sare mere to vadde a, sareyan nu pehla prasada mile, then I'll eat. He decided that first. Then he thought, I'm still having prasada at the end of everyone. I'll eat after everyone. How can I just bring it down lower? He started eating the jute. So jehdi jute lagi hui si on the floor of the sangat, jida dal, jida burkiyan, jida paisi, he'd collect that and eat that. He got to that point. And then when the Gursikhs went and told Guru Angad Dev Ji ki Maharaj ji thada Gursikh ya, bahut bhajan bandagi wala, bahut seva wala ya, unhe apna jehda brahman puna sara la ditta ya. But he's still eating chidi jog da. He used to say, "Minu chidi jog jinu milda ya na, that the birds, the bird feed, how they have at the end, oh milne bolta ya." Then Maharaj goes, "Appa unu ja ke milde hain." Then when Maharaj went into langar, Guru Sahib went up to him and said, "Bhai Sahib, kehndi ke hun tu jira tu ki shakda hai? What do you eat?" And he said, "Maharaj, I eat all the leftovers after." Maharaj said, "No." फिर नाली ही निगाह कर दी, नाली ही ब्रह्म ज्ञान बख्श दिता. Maharaj gave him everything in his heart, gave him permission in his heart, and said, "Hun jira tere vich Parmeshwar baitha hai, inu chukana hai. You can't give him the leftovers of anyone else." So then Maharaj said, "Hun bhave thoda hi shakna, par shakna prasada ya, par us Parmeshwar nu samjh ke shakauna hai." So then from that point on he started having one prasada and he would respect Kalpur Sahib Vaheguru within him. But he became one of the highest Brahmgyani saints in the time of Guru Angad Dev. This is how Maharaj gives Kirpa, blessings and curses. So doing seva bahut zaruri hai. Seva naal jehda man hai oh neeva ho janda hai, mat uchi ho jati hai. And with the help of Gurbani, with the help of listening to Katha, we start understanding that jehda man hai oh bhul janda hai. It forgets. Bhulyo man, maya urjayo. And then what helps it forget is the distractions. And Mara said कि वो distraction ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ वो जड़ चेतन ते अज्ञान है. Not knowing that Vaheguru exists, paisa, money, and the opposite gender, or lust for the opposite gender, or lust in general. So Mara says these three areas make us forget Akal Vaheguru.
जो जो कर्म कियो लालच लग तेहे तेहे आप बंधायो.
Jo jo karm. So karm, actions. There are nishkam actions and there's sakam actions, sehat kamana. So Maharaj is referring to the sehat kamana actions here. Those actions that we do because we want something. Not selfless. Not the ones that are here because you just want to be, it's a duty. Maharaj says, Jo jo karam kiyo larj lag. Maharaj says, those actions that you do for the sake of money, तेहे तेहे आप बंधायो. जिहड़ा बंदा इस दुनिया विच आया आ वो ओहदे विच बंधिया जांदा आ. So you know, when especially when we do God's work, especially when we do praise of God for Vaheguru, we should do it with the nature that our mind is nishkam. We should do it selflessly. जे आपां चाहुंदे आ कि अकाल पुरख वाहिगुरू खुशी देवे, we shouldn't do it with set. Does that mean that the religious person shouldn't take physical money from someone? No, it doesn't mean that. Because that religious person could be taking it and passing it on and giving it to good and doing charity with it. It means that a person should never attach themselves to the Maya aspect. If it comes, let it come. If it goes, let it go. Shouldn't be too attached to it. Sometimes we have to look after our children and we have to look after our families and stuff like that. But a grihsthi banda jira kirat karda hai, daswand kadna bahut zaruri hai, ati zaruri hai. Your 10% is so important. Some people give it out of after tax. Some people give it out of their gross pay. But the fact is, daswand dena zaruri hai. Maharaj says in Gurbani, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, they say, if you don't give to Akal Purakh Vaheguru Daswan, then Babur will come and take it from you. Then it will turn into a fine. It will turn into some sort of enforcement action. It will turn into some sort of points on the license. It will turn into something. Daswan is ati jaruri. It's so important. And we don't realize the value of it until you're giving, really. We don't realize the value of it, how it comes to you. When Maharaj rewards it back to you, you don't realize until you take it out. It is important cheez hai, samjhan vaste. And Vaheguru will give it to you at the point when you need it most as well, or just before you need it as well. Maharaj looks after his Gursikhs in different ways. So jo jo karam kiyo lalach lag. Lalach means greed. So if you've got enough to keep your family going, if you've got enough to keep yourself going, if you've got enough keep your future going, then that's fine because there's no greed attached to it. The greed comes is when you're going above what your standard of living is. When you go too much. And there's people who live in that greed. There's people who live that I want 5 cars, I can't live off just 1 car. And that's what Maharaj is talking about there, when it's above your need, above what is required for you. So, in Gurbani, Satguru Maharaj says, Bina santokh nahi ko raja. Maharaj says, without contentment, you can't be fulfilled. Jida banda santokhi a, ude kol bhave ek bedroom da kamra bhi hove, they're happy with that. You know, the biggest Mahapurush, the biggest saints, when you look at the places where they stayed, it's just 1 kamra, ek manda bas, 1 or 2 kapre, 1 2 chole, that's it. The biggest Mahapurush that have gone from this world, some of them just wore khaddar day, you know, like clothes that were like hatta sticking into their skin, you know, sack material. You know, sack material in India, that material is called khaddar. And they just like live in that mentality. They didn't have wish for anything. They had everything. They were the kings of the world, Badshahs of the Badshah, and they could give those Badshahs to people just like that, but they themselves were jute hoye with Akal Purkh Vaheguru. They don't need it. They don't need this creature comforts. So jo karan ki laaj lag teh te aap mandayo. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj says that the never-ending, incessant run for the rat race, that loves, that greed, that sehat kamana mentality, that I want. That's what people are stuck in, and that's what makes you forget Akal Purkh Vaheguru. That's what makes you forget doing Nitnem. That's what makes you forget doing bhajan, doing simran. Maharaj says, pause and reflect on this. Think about it. Jad apan koi vadiya job interview te jande hain, think about it very carefully. And maybe before that we're doing half an hour simran every day, 25 minutes simran every day, 20 minutes, 21 minutes every day. But jad apan job te lag jande hain, we suddenly are stuck in another routine, and that simran bhajan stops. That extra nitnem we're doing stops. That extra bani that we're doing stops as well. So that is an explanation how Maya has got hold of us. The difference between us and Sadhu Jan, or they recognize that moment and they think, Chalo, I'm not going to go for that then. I'm going to preserve the bhajan time. I'm going to preserve my simran. I'm going to preserve my bandagi. That's more important. Some people go to do ardasan ke mare eho jiha kir do jithe aap ji da bhajan hoਵੇ, aap ji da simran hi hoਵੇ all the time. And some people maintain that kirpa, they get that blessing in that way as well. So Guru Sahib, we should be more cleverer and think. We should never get into that occupation that makes us forget Vaheguru. We should only ask for that occupation that makes us remember Vaheguru more and get to Akal Purkh Vaheguru more. Maharaj ਕਹਿੰਦੇ samjh na pari. Maharaj, they people, the armed individual in this world, they don't get that understanding. Bikhe rasa ratyo, and they are attached to the poison rasa of this world. And for that reason, then they forget the praise of Akal Purkh Vaheguru. Maharaj calls it poison. Anything that makes you forget Akal Purkh Vaheguru is like poison. Bikhe ras. The ras basically means bliss. So if you think of those things that give you bliss on a normal day-to-day basis, things that make you feel good inside. Some people are attached to coffee, aren't they? Some people are attached to vanilla lattes. Yeah? Some people are attached to the rasa of a drink, a certain drink maybe. Some people are touched by the rasa of a certain food maybe. If you look at the rasa of pizza, for example, we rasa ya, ek kisam da rasa, ek kisam da oda sanu anand milda ya. But Maharaj says all those rasas are nothing compared to the rasa of bhajan. So Gursikh they might start following a diet which is just very simple, just prasada and dal, because they don't want that extra bit of ras from anything else. They know, they do it knowingly. Knowingly knowingly they reduce the sugar in their diet. Knowingly they take out the masala from the diet. I remember this Jani Singh once came down to Leicester here, and I went to meet him. I said, Jani, what do you want? I thought that maybe, they'll be happy with, dal, prasada, and stuff like that. He said, dal, bana de, but is tarah banani hai. And he told me how to make it. And he said there was no lasan in there. There was just a little bit of onion. There was no masala. Masala nahi pana. Tomato nahi pana. All he said was, jad rinniya, you put the onion, cut the onion up, put the onion into the water with the dal, and then you put a little bit of kali mirch. That's it. Nothing else but that. Do prasade bas. Do prasade te inne ko dal ban gayi, and he said, "Ede vich sanu sab kuch hi milda hai." Don't. When a person becomes bhajani, when a person becomes simran wale, the foods of this world don't really mean anything to them anymore. And actually, when you have loads of masala diet food, or when you have food that has a lot of ras in it, it makes you lazy. It actually makes you sleepy. it actually has an effect on your body. So when you have certain foods that are what we call satoguni foods, they have less impact than maybe tamoguni foods on you. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਮਾਸ ਛਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਮੀਟ ਛਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਬਹੁਤਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ luxurious food ਛਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਆਮ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ when you come to Guru Ghar, I'm not being bad, but the foods are different. Like we have ਛੋਲਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਦਾਲ, we have ਛੋਲਿਆਂ ਦੀ sabji, we have paneer, we have like all different, and we have kheer. And when we have it, we go home, what happens to us? We fall asleep. You feel tired. You feel like your body feels lethargic. There's two reasons for that. One reason is that there's too much luxurious foods going on. The other reason is we don't do enough seva. ਉਹ ਭਜਨ ਬੰਦਗੀ ਨਾ ਕਰਨ ਕਰਕੇ we don't, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਮ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖਿਆ, they avoid that kind of food. They avoid it. They will come and do seva, but they might not eat from the langar themselves, because they feel as if every aspect of their giving is giving to Maharaj rather than taking from him always. So certain foods, there's so many pustakas that you can read. Bhojan Rahi Seth is a Punjabi pustak. It's very good because it explains all the different effects of different sabjiyan, different times to eat them, when to eat them. We've kind of forgotten that. Like ajkal, we have dahi in the evenings. But actually when you read the old text, the Ayurvedic food and stuff, they say that eating day and night is not good for you. It's a morning food. So it's little things like that we don't kind of think about or really appreciate or take on. Another thing is they say that you should always eat in the sunlight, like when the sun is up, and avoid eating in the dark. That's another thing that Ayurvedic, the old people used to say, samay sir khana chahida, samay sir sab kuch hona chahida. So, but here Maharaj says, samjhna pari bikhay ras rachyo. The poison ras we attach ourselves to is not only these kind of foods, that's kind of like a high spiritual state. But then there's other things that we should really avoid if you want to walk on the spiritual path. And we know that anda, shrab, mas, ye tin cheejan to rehna chahida dur if you want to develop in your spirituality. Sometimes ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੈ ਨਾ eczema, ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਤੇ ਰੋਗ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ. Sometimes you get these strains in your body which are unexplained, like on your wrists and stuff like that, in your body, dukh lagda, pain lagda. And actually what they are the pains and sufferings, mass, vadkhatke, shakyaya, whatever they experience is those pains that we are experiencing. So satogun khana bahut zaruri hai. Kabir, khoob khana, khichdi, ya main amrit loon, hera roti karne, gala katabe kaun. Veer Sahib say, कि वो खाना शुद्ध आ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ like ਖੀਰ, like ਖਿਚੜੀ, ਖੂਬ ਖਾਣਾ ਖਿਚੜੀ, ਜਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਲੂਣ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਪਾਇਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, ਹੀਰਾ ਰੋਟੀ ਕਾਰਨੇ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਸ ਖਾਣਾ ਆ, ਗਲਾ ਕਟਾਵੇ ਕੌਣ, ਉਹੀ that type of roti, who's going to cut their own neck and eat it? Who's going to cut the neck of their own children and barbecue their own child and eat that? No one's going to do that. We always go for the easier version. ਬੱਕਰੇ ਦਾ ਖਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ ਆ, ਆਹ ਖਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ, ਉਹ ਖਾ ਲੈਂਦੇ, we go for the easier one. ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਦੇ ਨਿਹੰਗ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ, they all eat from the supermarket. That's not real. If you're going to do it properly. ਜੇ ਕਰਨਾ ਵੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਕਰੋ, ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰੋ, ਨਾ ਤਾਂ ਸੇਂਸਬਰੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਟੈਸਟ ਤੋਂ ਚੱਕੋ ਜਾ ਕੇ. That's not ਮਰਿਆਦਾ. So Guru Sahib and Guru Khalsa Panth, the Panch Pyare, the Zuri of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj say ਕਿ ਭਾਈ ਕਿਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈਗਾ that we should eat mass. ਕਿਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਗਿਆ, ਕਿਤੇ. There's no agya anywhere permission to have it. ਕਿਤੇ. ਹਾਂ, ਇਤਿਹਾਸਕ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ Guru Khalsa Panth have done it when there was battles going on, when there was no Sikhi left, when the last moment there was to survive. Maharaj ne bhi itihas ch karaya at that place when Nabi Khan and Ghani Khan, Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, by Daya Singh Ji or disguised by Dharam Singh Ji, put their hair backwards, they're holding Maharaj on a Pida Sahib. Maharaj is sitting on their Uch de Peer, and Nabi Khan, Ghani Khan in front. And then they get stopped by the Mughals, don't they? And the Mughals then say to Maharaj, ke, ek aur ne, and the Ghani Khan, Nabi Khan say, Maharaj, uch de peer hai. And they've come, inhone roje rakhe hoye hai. They say, chalo, aapa ta maas rinaya hoya halal kita hoya, shago sade naal. And then Maharaj say, they said, Maharaj, inhone roje rakhe hoye hai. And they said, what about the people, you guys can come and have it. And obviously by Daya Singh ji, Dharam Singh ji were there. And they turned to Maharaj. And then Maharaj says, go. And then they say, bani parde upar. Bhajan band ki. And then when they go, they place the mass in front of, they did the shabad. When they looked at it, wo sara prashad Tegh banaya hoya. This is the kala of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib ji Maharaj. But if you're just doing it, ਉੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਜੰਗ ਜੁੱਧ ਸੀ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਚਮਕੌਰ ਦੀ ਗੜੀ ਲੜੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ. Think about it, the situation. It wasn't just ਖੁੱਲਾ, that you can just have it all day, just like this now. So ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਸਮਝਣਾ ਭਰੀ ਵਿਖੇ ਰਸ ਰਚਿਓ. You're stuck in the poison of those foods. And until you don't give up that poison, there's no hope for us. ਜਸ ਹਰ ਕੋ ਵਿਸਰਾਇਓ. ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਦਾ ਭਜਨ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਖਾਣੇ ਖਾਣੇ ਆ.
ਸੰਗ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਸੋ ਜਾਣਿਓ ਨਾਨ ਬਨ ਭੋਜਨ ਕੋ ਧਾਇਓ.
Maharaj said, you're going looking for Vaheguru outside. ਉਹ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਤਾਂ ਅੰਦਰ ਬੈਠਾ ਜਿਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਖਿਲਾ ਰਹੇ ਆ. ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚ ਲਈਏ, if we think that Guru Nanak Dev Ji is sitting here in our heart and you're giving him lamb to eat. Think about it. ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ, like whatever is going into, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ whatever ਆਪਾਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ ਪੀਂਦੇ ਆ, ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਬੈਠਾ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਜੀ ਬੈਠਾ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਦਿਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠਾ ਇੱਥੇ. ਆਪਾਂ ਭਜਨਬੰਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ, ਪਰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤੂੰ ਦੇਖ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਦਿਸਦਾ ਹੀ ਆ. ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਇਜ਼ ਇਨਸਾਈਡ ਆਫ ਅਸ, ਰਾਈਟ? ਸੋ ਵੀ ਸ਼ੁਡ ਟੇਕ ਕੇਅਰ ਆਫ ਵਾਟ ਵੀ ਆਰ ਫੀਡਿੰਗ that ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਇਨਸਾਈਡ ਆਵਰ ਹਾਰਟਸ. ਸੰਗ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਜੋ ਜਾਣਿਓ ਨਾ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ, ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ. ਐਂਡ ਦੈਨ ਦੇ ਸੇ ਬਨ ਖੋਜਣ ਕੋ ਧਾਇਓ. ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਜੰਗਲਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਘੁੰਮਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਫਿਰਦੇ ਆ ਜੰਗਲਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ, ਬਾਹਰ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ. ਜਾਣੀ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਿੰਘ ਵੀ ਲੁਕਿੰਗ ਫॉर ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਐਲਸਵੇਅਰ ਆਊਟਸਾਈਡ, but we're not actually looking internally.
ਰਤਨ ਰਾਮ ਘਟ ਹੀ ਕੇ ਭੀਤਰ ਤਾ ਕੋ ਗਿਆਨ ਨਾ ਪਾਇਓ.
Ratan Ram, that jewel of Ram within us, ਘਟ ਹੀ ਕੇ ਭੀਤਰ, is inside of us, ਤਾ ਕੋ ਗਿਆਨ ਨਾ ਪਾਇਓ. And you've not done Simran on that permission, that gem inside of ourselves. And then just as a gem gleams, doesn't, when you shine light on it, it gleams. And that gleaming is like the gyan that you've given by doing bhajan, by doing Simran. You start seeing differently, you start feeling differently, you start seeing others, perceiving things differently, you start perceiving everyone as different. So in that way, you don't see that feeling either, you don't feel those feelings either, Guru Sahib is saying. You don't see the gyan that you get from doing bhajan either. In this way you waste your life away, Guru Sahib says. Guru Tegh Bahadur say, Jan Nanak Bhagavant Bhajan Bin. Maharaj says, without doing Akal Purkh Vaheguru's bhajan, their meditation, their repetition of Mool Mantra, Simran, Gur Mantra, Vaheguru, Bani, by reciting over and over again, Birtha Janam Gavaya, you are wasting your life away.
Jaitsri Mahalla Nawa Harju Rakho Pat Meri.
Dhan Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj then when asked by another Gursikh, so another Gursikh come and he said, Maharaj, minu maut da dar bahut lagda. I'm scared of dying. Can you please help? I'm really scared of dying. Minu jo maut to, death to घबराहट होती है. I feel anxiety about death when I think about it. In that area, जिदा ਆਪਾਂ हना जी कहने हैं पंजाब च. If we say G to someone, we say out of respect. And in the area of Patna Sahib, they say Ju. Jada Maharaj Ju, they say Ju. So Maharaj is using that word here, G. In other words, Har Ju, Raat Leho Patme. This Gursikh came to Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, said, I'm scared of dying. Maharaj, meri pat rakho. Please preserve my honor. Mainu bahut dar lagda hai.
ਜਮ ਕੋ ਤਰਾਸ ਭਇਓ ਔਰ ਅੰਤਰ ਸਰਣ ਗਹੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਿਤ ਤੇਰੀ.
ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਿੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਆ, ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਆ. ਜਮ ਕੋ ਤਰਾਸ ਭਇਓ ਔਰ ਅੰਤਰ. but I'm scared of the messengers of death. Or means heart, antar means inside. Inside my heart, मैं बहुत डर रहा हूँ, पर मैंने इस चीज़ का पता है, I have faith. I've come to your sanctuary, and your sanctuary, I know, takes away the fear of death. Amara says it themselves, isn't it? Maharaj themselves are fearless, they don't give fear to anyone. They don't scare anyone either. But aap nahi darde Maharaj. They are the ones who control death. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj, the sword couldn't cut the cease of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. We know that. The thread wasn't broken, wasn't it? Aurangzeb, they tied that thread around the paper, around the sword, didn't it? They said, why is your name Guru Tegh Bahadur? Aurangzeb asked Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj. And when they swung the sword, Maharaj's cease disappeared and came to the hands of Bhai Jaitaji. And when they looked at the sword, the thread was unbroken. Maharaj said, that's why my name is Tegh Bahadur, I'm the conqueror of the sword. Har ju raat leo pat meri jam ko tras payo or antar saran gahi kirpa nid teri. Maharaj, मैं थोड़े शरण आया हूँ, I'm scared of death, please help me. At the time of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji Maharaj, when they were coming to Malwa area, Maharaj said, oh, dekho jaake koi utthe toaya dilda mainu, I can see that a pit. And the Gursikhs went to check, and they found a Musliman lying down in the grave. And Maharaj asked them, and they said, Maharaj ji, ek ithe Musliman paya hoya hai. ਤੇ ਉਹ ਨਿਕਲਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਬਰ ਤੋਂ ਮਾਰ ਕੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛੋ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ and he said ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੌਣ ਹੋ the Muslim said ਮੈਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਮੌਤ ਦਾ and because of that I've already made my grave and I'm lying in it waiting for it, I'm scared ਉਹ ਕਿਸੇ ਸਮੇਂ ਵੀ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਮਾਰਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢੋ they took him out ਮਾਰਾ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਲਿਆਓ Maharaj said to him, case rakhunga, bani padunga. He goes, Maharaj, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਡਰ ਡਿੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਜੋ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਸਭਾਈ ਕਿਰਪਾਨਾ ਦੇ ਸ਼ਾਸਤਰ ਕਸ਼ਹਿਰੇ ਤੇ ਕੇਸ ਰੱਖੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਸਾਬਤ ਸੂਰਤ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਡਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੰਗਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਣ ਕੇ just the association of your people Maharaj is helping me I don't feel scared Maharaj said ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਛਕਾਓ they shikad amrit chuda and na Ajmer Singh rakhya juzda hoya oh shaheed hoya jehde maut to darda si he became a great shaheed Ajmer Singh oda naam rakhya si jehde maut to darda si so Maharaj this Gursikh comes to Tegh Bahadur Maharaj says Maharaj take away the fear of death from inside me mainu bahut dar lag reha hai aap ji kirpa karo so Maharaj says reflect and pause on this that Gurbani itself Maharaj's company itself will take away the fear of death for us
Mahapatit Mughal Lobi on Kartapa Abhara
Mahapatit Maharaj I'm a patit I'm fallen from my root I'm broken from my roots you know just like a leaf falls from the tree Mahapatit and I'm a great patit ਹੁਣ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ when we do ਕੇਸਾਂ ਦੀ ਬੇਅਦਬੀ of any form for a bibi to cut case of any form from the top of the head to the bottom of their feet for a Singh to cut case from the top of the head any pore of their body whether it's going to be plucked for a female it's going to be dyed it's going to be pulled whether it's going to be tweezed out that is not keeping the rule of Guru Gobind Singh Sahib Ji or Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj It's not following the rules, simply. Jeda Gursikh who pertains to like pull case from their body or do any case on the Vyadvi, they even might look like a Gursikh Sroop. They are not following Gursikhi, they are breaking their discipline. Sabat Surt Distar Sira. If you look in the Hindu faith, look at the Swamis of the old days. What do they used to have? They have case. Look at Premanand Ji from Kanchi now, sitting there doing Prachar. In Banaras, look at his robe. What does he look like? Case, got case on his head or case on his face. Is Sabat Surat Jiriya? This is the Surat of someone who's united with God. Jinne vi rishi hoya, all the sadhus, all the swamis, all the sages, all the Vyas and all the Rikis of Mahabharata and Ramayana. Look at their robe. What do they look like? Every single one has case. Krishna Bhagwan da naam kiya Kesav. They call him Kesav. Why? They have case from the start. They don't remove it. Sanjay Singh used to say this on stages. He goes, Jeda Sekhya is a mudla dharam. But if any other dharam, Musliman kanji launde hai, Hindu kanji launde hai, Christian shave, yeah, Jews kanji launde hai. But when you use the kanji, you're breaking your original form as you were sent into this world. Jede sache fakir ya, sache sadhu ya, sache peer ya, sache sai ya, whatever they are background wise, if they keep their case sabat surat, they are truly linked with God. Prophet Muhammad, Jesus Christ, sare jinne bhi hoye ya, Moses, all them, they all had case. They never cut it. Apa cut them. We cut it and we become Beiman straight away. So Guru Sahib says there's a reason why we have it. This is our antenna. These are what picks up the spiritual signals from Akal Purvahid when we meditate with Vahid, when we recite the name. So Guru Sahib say that Mahapatit Mugad Lobi. Mugad means bahut jade foolish. A person who speaks before they think. Normally you think and you speak, but they do the other way around. Mugad. And then lobi, greedy. Pun, karat, paap, abhara. And then on top of that, they do paap as well. They do aparad. Paap hunda mental paap, aparad hunda physical paap. So if you're walking down and you think you want to steal something, and then you steal it physically, वो अपराध होता है उसके लिए, अपराधी गिनाया जाता है. पाप जिहड़ा होता है वो मन दा होता है in your mind, mentally. हुण आप तो बहुत पाप करते हैं फिर. Every single day we do paap with our vision, with our eyes. एक बार ये ना भगत रविदास जी को एक प्यो आया ते ओदा जिहड़ा भचंगी सी, his son was doing paap. He was in the bad company. He was doing every single thing that he shouldn't do. And he brought him to Bhagat Ravidas ji. And he said, Bhagat ji, da kuch kirpa karo ਇਹਦੇ ਤੇ. ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੰਮ ਰੌਂਗ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ. Bhagat Ravidas ji, in complete humility, they said, Mirig mean bring. Mirig ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ deer. Your deers that run around, hiran ਜਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ. Hiran ਦੀ ਇੱਕ problem ਆ, ਕੰਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਰਸ ਆ. He's got an attachment to listening. So when the hunters come, they blow a horn, the deer picks its head up, and as soon as it picks its head up, archer kills it, done. It's attached to the sound of a nod, of a horn. Machi, mean. The mean is attached to the taste of the tongue. You put a little bit of a worm or maggot on a hook, वो जीभ रस करके आंदी आ, खांदी आ, get stuck, dead. बन लंदे मरी जांदी है. Pring कहंदे आ bees or wasps. What are they attached to? They're attached to touch. You know when the pollen in it touches, doesn't it? It touches to his body. Oh, master ho janda ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ in the pollen. And then he goes to a flower, lotus sits in it. और रात ਨੂੰ जब बहंदा आ, the flower closes up, मर ਜਾਂਦਾ है, dies in that way. ਉਹ ਉਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਾਸਨਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ is the scent, is stuck in the scent, doesn't it? फिर कहंदे आ पतंग, पुंचर, एक दोख बिनासे. Bhagat Ravidas ji says. They say that then you have a patang, moth. Moth is attached to sight, isn't it? It comes to light. जिथे light या ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਵੱਜਦਾ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਮਨ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਮਾਣ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ. ਦੀਵਾ ਬਲਦਾ ਹੈ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ. It comes and it dies in it. Light. And then ਹਾਥੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਪਰਸ਼, touch. ਕਾਲ ਬੂਤ ਕੀ ਹਸਤਨੀ ਮਨ ਬੌਰਾ ਰੇ. They say, Maharaj says in Gurbani that, you know, to trap an elephant, they build a massive pit, cover it with grass, and they put a paper mache or a straw-based elephant, like make it look like an elephant. With the kapda set and they put it on top of the trap. The kaal bhoot ki hastani man bora, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਹਾਥੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਮਸਤ ਹੋਇਆ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਪਰਸ਼ ਕਰਾਂ, I'm going to touch it. I'm going to get attached to it, touch it. Lust da hunda na. The hathi comes running, before he realizes it's too late, he falls into the pit. Kunda maar ke sir vich onu bann lende a hathi nu apne vas kar lende. Capture the elephant as well. Ek dosh vinasa. Maharaj said, Bhakt Ravidas, he said, these 5 things have got one dosh each, isn't it? The day's got the dosh of hearing. The machi's got the dosh, the blame of the tongue. The pring jada us smell da dosh hai, the wasp is attached to the smell. Then you have the hathi that's attached to the sense of touch. And then you got the moth, which is the sense of sight. They're both attached there, and because of that, moth aar ke farlandi, it catches them in this way. And then panch do ka saad jam hai. Bhakt Ravidas, he said, Sade ta panch hai. They've got one each, we've got all 5. Panch do ka saad jam hai. Taki ke takas. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਆਸ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਵਿਗੜ ਗਿਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਡੇ ਤਾਂ 5 ਆ that we have to conquer, but he still did ardas for that child and got him out of it. So we should be careful that we've got 5 senses as well, and just as those 5 elements, those 5 insects and those animals get attached to the senses, we can get trapped by moth in the same way before it's too late. अब आप भजन बंदगी वाला ये. So Maharaj says, Kart paap abhara, we get defeated by doing paap in this way. Maharaj ਕਹਿੰਦੇ that everyone is being burnt in this chinta of anxiety of death. But actually everyone has forgot about the fear of death rather than death itself. Don't be scared of death, but have the fear of it in your mind. Keep it chintan in your mind all the time. Keep aware of it. In that way you will remember Vaheguru vich ete aauga. So you go in 10 different directions to be liberated, Guru Sahib say. Kati pitar basai niranjan, but that Vaheguru is sitting inside you, Jinanto, where you can prapta everything, all the anxiety and all the fear, all the nervousness that you possess in the outside. The result of the medicine of it is inside you. Bhajan karo, simran karo, bani padho, and recite it aloud to yourself. That way your anxiety will disappear. So Maharaj says, neither have we got any qualities on the outside, neither have we done any simran, neither have we done any tap, and have we done any penance with our body, neither have we done trance like meditation without no distraction. Maharaj says, all we know that we fall into the sanctuary of Guru Sahib, and then we get the gift of being fearless. That's, and Guru is the one who gives us it. Okay, Maharaj kirpa karde. Jaitsri Mahalla Nava. Guru Tegh Bahadur ji, this 3rd and final shabad of Jaitsri blesses with understanding. Oh my mind, think on the truth, that reflect properly, Guru Sahib say. On what? This whole world is false. Without the name of Akal Purukh Vaheguru, the name of God is the only true item. Pause and reflect on this teaching. Even the yogis of India have tried to remember God with their different positions and their different asanas and stuff, but they still didn't actually realize that the name of God is the highest item. The Akal Purukh Vaheguru is sitting within you, who you are searching outside for. We've never controlled, never focused, never we're not actually focusing and making specific time for Vaheguru to remember God in that way. We can only ask for protection from Guru Sahib in that way. If we're not going to do it, if we're not going to remember Vaheguru, then the only thing we can ask for Maharaj is protection. Maharaj, sadi te kirpa rakho, kirpa karo. But Guru Sahib is saying, well, listen to what I'm telling you. If you want protection all the time without me, just remember Vaheguru. Bhajan karo, bani paro, simran karo, and make time for it. The moment you make time for Simran and meditation in your life, that's when your lives will change forever, and the fear of death and everything else will be taken away from us. Let us do beinti in Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj Ji's charan कि महाराज सानू भी समत बख्शो, सानू भी कृपा करो कि साडा रात दा दिन दा ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵੱਲ ही लगे, भजन बंदगी नाल आप जी कृपा करो, embroil us, enjoin us with your name at all times and keep us in your sanctuary at all times. Let's say the final panktiyan. Next week there won't be katha at this sthan. We'll be joining again the following week on Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj's Bani. With Guru Sahib's Kirpa, we'll go up to the middle of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Maharaj's Bani every Sunday 5 to 6 p.m. Please come and bring Sangat with you ताकि उन्होंने भी भला होवे. So last पंक्तियाँ पढ़ के समाप्ति है जी. पावन नाम जगत में हर को कभू नाहे संभारा, नानक शरण पर्यो जग बंधन राखो बिरद तुहारा. वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा, वाहिगुरु जी